beside his great four-poster bed and took his cool hand between hers. It was a big hand, rough but gentle. And so young. He was not yet 50. His hands were too young, his body too young to die. Ellen lifted her father's hand to her cheek. He seemed small now, insignificant, framed by the heavy brocaded bed curtains and quilted linens. He smelled of shaving soap and the polish of the broadsword he had lifted to the English, thus winning back his blessed Dunblane, and all of Scotland in her eyes. Now, a little more than a month after the triumphant battle at Bannockburn, he was dying of a thigh wound that had seemed a trifle at the time. But the wound had not healed. It had festered, as wounds sometimes did, without reason. And now her father was slipping away. Her father licked his dry lips, his eyes half closed. They were mirror images of her own eyes, as green as the morning sea, he had always told her. "So much I need to tell ye, child of my heart," he whispered. Not in his own voice, but that of a man dying before his time. Ellen wanted to assure him they could discuss such matters later, but both knew how near his time truly was. There would be no later. She drew closer so he would not have to strain to speak. I listen. First, your sister. The arrangements have been made. She is to marry her cousin, come Michaelmas. She will be provided for. Happy, I pray. Ellen nodded. Sweet Rosalind was all she was not. Tiny, pretty, well-versed in needlework and weaving, she would make a good wife and mate to young Robert. I will see her wed. The Highlands have nae seen a wedding such as the one I will give your youngest daughter. Her father turned his head and lifted his eyelids, which seemed heavier than the lead in the casement windows. Now, Dunblane. Dunblane, Ellen murmured. Ye must hold her, he croaked. Hold her against the English bastards, for the falling of Stirling Castle at Bannockburn will not be the end. I can do that. She squeezed his hand. You know I can. Ellen's upbringing had been more that of a son than a daughter, and though Murdoch had taken sore abuse from his in-laws for his decision, Ellen had learned to ride, to draw a sword, and to command her father's men, while her sister had been tutored in stitching and husbandry. Because Dunblane had no male heir of his loins, Ellen had ridden the moors and mountains of the Highlands at her father's side. Now the line would pass to her, if only she could hold the lands. Nay, an Englishman will tread upon this soil again, father. She swore calmly, firmly. Nay, as long as I draw breath and sword. He exhaled, as if the words gave him comfort. And the North Woods, he whispered. She leaned closer, his words difficult to hear. The North Woods? A map in my box, he murmured, his eyes now closed, his tone urgent. I must have my box. Ellen climbed off the stool and crossed the flagstone floor of the chamber to retrieve the leather box that held her father's most precious possessions. This tooled leather box was Dunblane. You must petition the Bruce, our king, to have it returned, he continued. Rankoff has nae claim to it. Ellen returned to her father's bedside, the box cradled in her arms. She knew Rankoff and Dunblane had been fighting over the woodlands that bordered both properties for more than a century.